Hey, this is your Daily Dose of Hope. Welcome, everybody. I'm Pastor Paul, and I'd like to tell you a story about when I was in college, also working as a youth pastor. I was at a Christian education conference in Montana, and the artist that was singing also did a little speaking during the event, and the thing that she said stood out to me to this day. I was like 19, 20 years old, and I remember the story to this day. She talked about how, as a single adult, she struggled with loneliness and how she struggled with feeling safe and all kinds of different things around her traveling and around her being in her apartment and things. And so she decided to do something to help curb that. She decided when she was eating a meal, she would set a place for herself and the Lord. When she got into a cab, she described it like this. She would be getting into the cab and she would open the door and then she would step back so that the Lord could enter the cab first. And then she would close the door after she got in. She described that as a discipline that seemed at first to me kind of silly almost. But as I thought about it, it was a constant reminder to her that she was never alone. In Matthew chapter 28, verse 20, it says, "I will be with you always, even to the very end of the age." And I know most of us, all of us, probably who are followers of Christ, believe that in our heads. I'm not sure that we should believe it in our hearts, that the Lord is with us all the time. And her name was Jonna. Jonna would open a door, step aside so that Jesus could walk in first. She would open a cab door. She would set a dinner plate. She said when she entered a restaurant, when she was traveling, she would ask for a seating for two so that she was never alone in her heart and mind, reminding herself that the Lord was present. I was thinking about that this week, and the idea that when you, as a follower of Christ, if in fact you're a follower of Christ, when you enter a space, when you go into a place, that space and place automatically becomes sacred because of the presence of Christ in you. That you bring Jesus wherever you go. You are the sanctuary, the dwelling place of the Holy Spirit. It says in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, you can look that up, that you are the dwelling place of the Holy Spirit. Let me share with you another passage. This is John chapter 14, starting in verse 15. Chapter 14, verse 15. "If you love me, you will obey what I command. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another counselor to be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. The world cannot accept him because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you know him, for he," listen to this, "but you know him, for he lives with you and will be in you." You know him because he will be with you and will be in you. Imagine what would happen if we didn't just believe that in our heads. Imagine what would happen if we let our hearts grab that and then our lives live that we always have the Spirit of Christ in us. That wherever we go, wherever we cross a threshold, that place that we are going has become sacred because Jesus is there in the form of the Holy Spirit. Because wherever you are, the Spirit of Christ is, the Spirit of truth is. Just think today, as you walk through spaces and places, how you bring Jesus into that presence and how that will affect how you think, not just with your head, but also with your heart and how you live with your life. That you are never alone and every place you go has become a sacred space. Lord bless you. Have a great day.